All right, let's take a look at Formwork's hardware support, which we shipped just today. So it's a super fresh feature, and I'm super excited that Formwork actually now also enables you to document requirements for hardware devices. So that's really cool, but what does it mean for the software? So let me walk you through Formwork and what we actually changed. So Formwork has all these sections. You probably know all of this already, but just as a quick recap, the QMS section is for managing, well, you guessed it, your QMS, and the tech doc section is for managing your requirements. And that's the section we'll be talking about today. Just maybe as a quick note, the QMS section, it already technically supports software and hardware devices simply because it's so generic. Like if you navigate to the QMS section, you can see you have like documents and records on the left side, so you can like create documents and records regardless of whether they describe a software or hardware device. So that's really cool, and that's unchanged. It's still like very intuitive. You can create folder structures here. You can do electronic e-signatures, which are FDA compliant. You can like do kappa management and training management of your users. You can access all our free templates, so all of that is unchanged, and that's all still cool. But talking about what changed hardware-wise, we go now to the tech doc section, and let's have a look at what changed for hardware. So maybe if you remember in the past, we had these items which you could document for your device, which would enable you to be compliant with the 13485, 62304, and then 14971 and 62366. So all the relevant standards for software development, risk management, and usability, among some others. And as you can actually see here, some of these items are really software specific. So that's how it was before we changed things. So you can document your software requirements and software tests here, for example. Here I have an example project called Apple Watch, which is in this case a software project. And you can see, okay, I have software requirements, and Formwork enables me to document all of these requirements, and it has structures, forms for that. And you can also export everything in spreadsheets. So that's cool, and that's really intuitive. And in my opinion, our software is way more intuitive than that of our competitors, because it literally tells you like, yeah, please enter a title, description, and then link it with these specific things and nothing else. So we really set it up in a compliant way. And if you fill out all the things in the right way, you are pretty much done with Formwork, which I think is quite unique. But now this only covers software, right? So now we have software requirements and software tests here, but how the hell do we actually cover hardware now? And that's actually pretty easy to answer. So now if you create a new product, you can go to new product here. And we could go ahead and create like, I don't know, an Android watch, which in this case would be a hardware device, because now you have this selector where you select the kind of product you're creating. So you can say like, hey, this is a software product or a hardware product or a software and hardware product. So let's actually look at how a software and hardware product now would look like. And I already went ahead and actually created that. So if you go to this project, which are called Apple Watch hardware, you can see, oh, these things actually changed. So all the other things remain the same, but now we have, instead of software requirements, we have design inputs. Instead of software tests, we have system tests. And generally speaking, the content of these is still the same with like some minor changes. So now if I create a new design input, I can also select the kind here, because this is a combined software and hardware device. So now I can select this is a software requirement or hardware requirement or system requirement. So I'm able to document my entire medical device in this one project. But this medical device, because it consists out of software and hardware, has different requirements, and each requirement might relate to, well, only hardware, only software, or be a system requirement. So that's what I can do here. And by the way, this selector actually disappears for hardware-only devices, because in that case, of course, all requirements relate to the hardware. But that's pretty cool. And then we made a ton of changes under the hood. So now the prefix for this thing is also obviously DI for design input. And as always in the past, I can navigate to the audit export, and I can export everything too. So I can export the design input specification in this case, and the system test specification. So that's already it. It's literally just flipping one switch when creating a new product. You can select to create a hardware product from now on, and you can do all your requirements documentation in a compliant way, which also covers hardware devices now. So personally, I think this is really cool, because again, Formwork, in my opinion, is the only software on the market which is not shady. Like, you can literally go to our website, you can look up our prices, You can cancel monthly, you can cancel online, so you can just hit a cancel button. You can export your data at any time. You can go to audit export here. We already looked at that, and export everything as spreadsheets. You can export your QMS too, even as Markdown documents. So it's really like, this is really like transparent software. Try it out. If it's for you, great. If it's not for you, also great, because you can just cancel monthly and take out your data. So I think that's really cool. So if you have a hardware device, I'd be super happy if you actually consider using Formwork now. If you're not considering Formwork for some reason, let me know what that reason is, and maybe we can ship another update to Formwork in the future, which will make you reconsider your opinion. Cool. Until then, have a great day, and hopefully you'll be buying Formwork now.